social media strategy is just one pillar. And also it's kind of reactive, right? You create some content, you put it out there, you wait for people to reach out to you, right? They may or may not even see your content. And I guess the same could kind of be said for emails, but I think email is just a lot more effective when you're consistently in somebody's email with value. All right, guys, welcome back to the How to Real Estate Podcast. This is episode 22. We are your hosts with Kyle Lindsay and myself, Jeremy Smith. In this episode, we're going to walk you guys through how to build your database. Now, before we get into the particulars and the tactical things that you can do to build your database, it's important for you guys to know why. Why would you build your database? Well, 5% of your database will do business with you. So if that's the case and you have 100 people in your database, then you only got 5 people that are ever going to do business with you. So kind of the game is to increase the size of your database. Now that's just high level, right? There's a lot that goes into managing a database, and we're not going to talk about that at all. What we're going to talk about is how to increase the amount of people in your database that may be looking to do a real estate transaction soon.
And in a time period where I think more people are focused on how many likes they get on a particular video or post, or how many followers or subscribers they have, I think email marketing in your database is overlooked to an agent's detriment.
Oh, 100%. It's like the best form of marketing right now.
It is still king. I don't care what people say. Now, yes, you can build a big following on social, but I think we know that that's a lot harder than everyone likes to make it seem like it is.
For sure.
And how to monetize that database, your following. Well, the way you monetize a following is typically through their emails.
Yep.
I mean, so this is critical to get right.
Yeah. And then, I feel that like the social media strategy is a good one. There's people that are crushing it with social media strategy. I do feel like it is just a pillar. That you should have 4 or 5 pillars. That social media strategy is just one pillar. And also it's kind of reactive, right? You create some content, you put it out there, you wait for people to reach out to you, right? They may or may not even see your content. And I guess the same could kind of be said for emails, but I think email is just a lot more effective when you're consistently in somebody's email with value. Over a period of time, you start owning that space in their brain as the real estate agent to go to.
Yes. Well, and a lot of the biggest influencers I follow, they built an email list. I get emailed when they drop new videos on YouTube and things like that. And it does increase their watch rates, their retention. They built an audience that way. And I do think if, long term, as there's quick ways to get business and there's long-term ways to build repeatable business. And, a lot of these strategies, they marry each other and they make each other stronger.
Yeah.
And having social without email follow-up and a way to get people into your database, because one can work off the other. So if you have social feeding into an email database and you have an email database you're gathering people into that can then feed back into, so they work with each other. And, for all of you that are on the audio only, I'm doing crazy things with my hands right now that you can't see.
But it would make sense if you could see it.
It would make sense. So go to the YouTube and give us a subscribe, a like on the video, and check out my crazy hand movements.
Yeah. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, do it. Hit the like on this video, share it with people you know.
Yes.
And without further ado, let's get into exactly what you guys need to know. So building your database is important. Only 5% of your database will do business with you. You also know that database actually comes with the responsibility of management. Some things that we've done recently, and the stuff we're going to tell you guys is stuff that we're doing on our team now. Like this is not stuff that we did 5 years ago. This is stuff that actually we're doing this week and today.
Yes.
Some of it we've been doing today.
Yeah.
So something that I did a couple weeks ago that worked out really well was in our farm area, I created a website for business owners in that neighborhood. Now, in this neighborhood, there's about 1,000 homes. There's about 1,000 homes, about 100, give or take, sell a year. With 1,000 homes, there's going to be a lot of small businesses, right? And so what we did was we built this database. We posted on the Facebook page, got some level of interest, kind of gauged that, very easily built out websites on Google Sites, created landing pages for this thing, and just started posting it in the Facebook pages.
Landing pages, websites, databases. You must be some technical genius.
I am so far from that. I am so far from that. So all of you guys that are like me, they're kind of technologically, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Technologically challenged.
Just to prove
First
the point.
try. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you that I'm being honest, I don't know what will. But no, you don't have to be like Google Sites. So I used Google Sites. I used Canva. Canva's the best thing because like they have like all these, like I created little thumbnails for each kind of field, like plumbers, electricians, roofers. We even got like beauticians in there. We got nail people in there. We've got landscapers. So for each little genre of business, create a little thumbnail. And all I did was research, like search in Canva for that particular thing. And they were all already there.
Yeah.
I just had to customize them a little bit, right? So super simple. The Google Sites was very self-explanatory, you know, very easy to use. You can use ClickFunnels.
ClickFunnels. Tons of sites have different things. So really what you're looking for here is some sort of, and a lot of CRMs have this, you're looking for, one is a landing page.
Yes.
Where do these people go when they click a link? So you put out a Facebook post, hey, join my vendor list.
Right.
They click a link and they go to a landing page. Now you like KV Core has this, like built into our CRM.
I think Kajabi has it too, right?
Kajabi has it if you have a subscription to that. MailChimp has landing pages. Like so many different services have landing pages. This is not difficult.
No.
Technically, your landing page, quote unquote, could just be a Google form.
Could be.
I mean, so let's not overcomplicate this. You just need a way to capture information.
Yep.
That's step one. Step two is Jeremy tied this to a Google Sheet.
Yep.
That's where the information lives.
Yep.
So they enter the information and it goes into the Google Sheet. Now, again, once again, to make it real simple, just make it a Google form.
Yep.
Like, don't get fancy. You can go out back and later, make it even fancier and better later. And then Google Sites, like what Jeremy's talking about, is a no-code drag and drop website.
Yep.
He used Canva for the thumbnails. So again, we're not going to go into all the details of exactly how to do this, but I want to make sure everyone understands this is not super difficult. Did it take time?
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
It took a little bit of time. There's a bit of learning curve.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So guys, if you could accomplish this, and let's say you devote 1 week to it, and say this week, when I'm not working for my clients, when I'm not doing my prospecting, this is what I'm doing. This is an item of value for your farm area. Do you think that this is going to end up returning way more benefit than just that 1 week of effort?
Dude, so let me tell you what the result was.
Yeah.
Okay. So the result was, I believe we have 20 businesses on the site.
And how grateful are those people?
Dude, I'm getting texts from them
Yeah.
saying, man, thank you so much for doing this because my business now is growing. I've already gotten X amount of phone calls.
From their neighbors.
Yeah.
That didn't know they had a business.
Exactly. Yeah. And through what we created, you know, and so now it really puts into play the law of reciprocity, right? So I'm just going to bank on that, right? That, hey, now when these business owners are like, hey, we know somebody wants to do a real estate transaction or we need to do a real estate transaction, man, we need to go talk to Jeremy because he's helped our business grow.
Yep.
Right. So the law of reciprocity kicks in there. So of course we got all their information because we needed it, you know, so people can contact them. When they go to the website, basically they click on the icon and it takes them to a spreadsheet that's locked up. Like they can't do any editing or anything. All they see is business name, business number, website, email address, and then their social links that that are clickable, I believe. So they go there, you know, and then they patronize these businesses. Now, in order for them to get access to this, they've got to register. Right. So now I'm building my database. And so what we had was in like the first week, we had 63 new people added to our database.
In addition to the 20 businesses, that's 83 new contacts.
Yep. 83 new contacts in 1 week added to our database.
So if everyone is following along, 5% of 83 is 4 deals.
Yep.
That's 4 deals that we just got.
Yep. 4 deals this year will likely come from that, from that source.
Yes.
In this neighborhood, most of the people are homeowners. So what we've seen in this neighborhood is about 80% of our listings end up also buying.
Right.
Right. So that could be 4 new clients in that neighborhood, which could end up in 7, 8 more transactions.
Yep.
Definitely worth it. Worth the investment and time. So utilize the neighborhoods that you're in, that you live in. Facebook pages, give value, build your database that way.
But that's not the only thing we've done lately.
No. This is something that was a spinoff of this win, right? So we do events in our neighborhood every year. We always have. I'm being honest, we kind of struggled to do this fall one. Like the community was supposed to have a fall festival, and we were supposed to be a part of that, and they canned it, and we were kind of left like, what do? We got to do something.
Right.
So we had these ideas of doing this pumpkin giveaway, and our first idea was more difficult to pull off than we thought, because it was really collaborating with another group of people to show up and all this stuff, and we couldn't put schedules together. So that didn't work out. But what we kind of defaulted to was an offshoot of this business directory where we said, hey, I've advertised on the Facebook group, hey guys, we're gonna give away 50 pumpkins. In order to receive a pumpkin, you've got to go on this link, which was much easier, much more simple than we did with the business directory. You just go to the landing page. The landing page has a link. You click get my free pumpkin. It takes you to a Google form. They fill out their contact information, first name, last name, email address, phone number, and home address. And they get a pumpkin. And we say, hey, first 50 to register are going to get a pumpkin. Within 24 hours, before 24 hours is up, all of the pumpkins were reserved. And then we have all their contact information. And now over this weekend, we're going to go deliver all those pumpkins, hand delivered to their doors. And it's funny because there's a comment section, like when the Google form was built, a comment section was put in just for them to put whatever they wanted. And the comments that are in there are so good. Awesome, man.
They're so good.
They're so good. One of the kids said, I can't wait for the witch to deliver my, I'm like, I don't really know how to take that. Like,
sounds like you need to get a witch costume.
We either get a witch costume or they don't really like us that much. They think we're mean. I'm like,
thanks for my free pumpkin, witch.
Are you a witch? But it's epic though. So that one, obviously 50, right? But because it went so quick, we just posted today that, hey, if we have enough interest, we'll do another round. Right. So we have people commenting on that post. Yeah, me. And probably get up to 10 or 15 people. We'll probably open up that registration again, right? And another reason to post. So with 50 people there, 63 on the other thing, right? So that's 113? Yeah. 113 new contacts added into our database, with just 2 days, basically.
So basically, I mean, if you're listening along, it doesn't have to be these exact things, but really the framework here is find something people actually want, offer it to them that's of value of some sort, and then just ask for their information in return.
Absolutely.
And then continue to provide value. That's part of that management part that we're not going to get into today, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Don't just collect these email addresses and never do anything.
Because that'd be a waste. It'd be a waste of your energy. And then also think, like, people do have expectations. We live in 2023. People know what happens when they sign up for their email, right? So if they give you their information and they get nothing from you, it's not necessarily that they want you to send stuff, but you're going to lose some credibility by doing nothing, right? Because everybody else does something. They're like, oh, dang, I didn't even get a email from this person. Like, I gave my stuff and I was waiting for their email, so I got unsubscribed from it, and it never came, and that person's a flake. Right? So definitely, if you get it, don't not do something with it. Manage it appropriately. And like Kyle said, like, this is not the only thing. The sky is the limit. It's just getting in front of people, giving them value, collecting information. And what I learned is that the more valuable the item is to that person, the more information they're willing to give you.
Yeah, and we've had a hard look this year because we've been doing events, and while we've had a lot of fun at these events, we have not done the best at capturing information.
Right.
And we keep asking ourselves, why not? Well, when you really want to grow, you sit down, you with an unbiased filter. Was what I was offering not valuable enough for them to give me their information? The answer was no.
It wasn't.
Because if it was valuable enough, they would have given me their email address and their phone number.
Right.
Because they wanted it that badly. So think outside the box here. A market report or something like that is very easy for us to give, probably not very valuable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to trade hundreds of dollars for what they're doing, but what we're doing here with the pumpkin giveaway, that's going to cost a decent amount. However, the contractor page that Jeremy did, all that took was his time.
Yep.
Everything else that he leveraged in there was part of the Google Workplace suite.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you maybe you can use Microsoft or whatever, but everyone has a Google account. Just use that.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And, thinking outside the box, there's just so much. And you got me thinking now, I'm like, why were people so willing to give all that information for a pumpkin? Well, think about who has ever had a pumpkin delivered to their door?
Oh, you don't?
No. Well, I guess you could now. Like, you just order it on.
Who's willing to pay for DoorDash to bring you a pumpkin to your door?
Right. I mean, there is some excitement in taking kids to a pumpkin patch and all that, but a lot of parents are busy. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to get a pumpkin delivered to their door that they don't have to go out and get, just for free. And I think that's, people found value in that. So find things that people find value for or value in and offer them to them, and some ideas that we've thrown around too that I'll just kind of give out to you guys are, photos with Santa, VIP access, right? Maybe you come in early, maybe you skip the line,
right?
There's stuff like that. School scholarships, you can give away stuff like that. Grand prizes, maybe there's a 60-inch TV, few $100,
right?
Go in with a lender, buy the 60-inch TV, do a raffle.
Yeah.
People got to register for that, right? And get contact information.
When you think about it, a lead off Facebook is usually somewhere between $5 and $10. Let's just call it 5. If you had 100 people give you your email address, would you not spend $500 for that?
Yeah.
Maybe some of us you can't, but for most of us think that's cheap.
Yep.
I'll spend $500 for 100 new contacts. Because again, 100 new contacts should generate 5 more deals for you.
Exactly. And the key to that is managing it, right? And the proper amount of follow-up and the proper messaging in your follow-up. Make sure you understand who your avatar is. Other ways to build your database, these are kind of technical ways, but one of the ways that I like to build my database too is door knocking. I love to go door knocking, meet people face-to-face, and build a database that way. So there's a little app called that you can put on your phone, and it like gives their contact information.
Oh, like Blink or Popple right now?
Popple, yeah, it's Popple. So when we were at the Tom Ferry Success Summit, and a friend of mine, Mickey, he had that Popple thing, and it was like hanging around his neck. And so people just like put their phones up to it, I think is what happened. And then it like transferred information. Well, not only did it give them his information, but it gave him their information.
Yep. It's two-way.
Yeah. So I thought that was really slick. Like maybe you're at a networking event, right? And then you have this Popple thing or something similar to it. I know there's a bunch of them. Use that.
Yeah.
Get people's information into your database. But what I would say don't ever do, and a lot of agents still do this, is carry around a lot of business cards and give out business cards.
Yeah, man. It's basically like if you're okay with that 1% conversion rate.
Yeah.
Like you're going to hand out 100 business cards and maybe 1 or 2 of them actually saves your information somehow. And, whatever.
It's too reactive.
Yeah, it's way too reactive. So you always want to try to way to get their information so you can be the one who's responsible for the follow-up. Because if you're listening to this podcast, you're going to be good at that follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're going to help you through that follow-up in a future episode. So don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Here on YouTube.
Another thing to think about is if you are producing content on social media and you're getting serious about it, I'm not saying you're doing just the standard every realtor posts, closing this or that, but if you're actually trying to really engage your audience and capture their attention, you need a way to capture their information from social media. So some sort of landing page linked to your link in your bio, or you're on Facebook and you're asking them to click a link that takes them somewhere you can get their information. You need to capture their information somehow.
Yeah.
Monetize that audience in some way and get them on an email newsletter.
Absolutely. There's a ton of ways to get more people inside your database. We hit on 3. Do you have any others you want to talk about?
Just think of any opportunity to talk to someone. So open houses, cold calling, circle prospecting, anytime that you are reaching out to someone, you're always really trying to get that appointment first. But if you can't get that appointment, the next step is really you're trying to offer an item of value and get them into your database.
Yeah.
Because we know that it's a low likelihood that when we actually have that conversation with someone, they're ready to actually buy or sell right then.
Right.
So, I mean, the ultimate goal should really obviously get that appointment. So if you can, great, get it immediately. However, some people are they're not ready.
Yeah.
Get them an item of value of some sort, whether it be a buyer's guide or seller's guide, whatever you have to offer, but get their contact information, get them out in your database.
Man, I heard a statistic. I think Dan Beer said this the other day. Like the leads that they're getting in their database now, on average, are 366 days out from making a real estate move. Right. So it's a year out, man, where that's gone up significantly than what it used to be.
Yes.
On average, right? So it is a long-term game. You know, you got to add people to your database. You got to do the correct follow-up. I prefer these organic ways of growing the database, but there are other ways that you can pay to grow your database. So there's a company called Cole Realty Resource, Cole Directory, something, maybe has all those names. It's been a while since I've used that, but that's an opportunity for you to get information, pay for it, right? You can pay for it. Also Remind. You can go on Remind. I'm not sure how accurate the data is on these sites. Mojo Dialer is another one. RedX is another one. LandVoice, that's still around?
I think so.
I think LandVoice might still be around. That's another one. Now, of course, you want to follow all of the
TCPA guidelines.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, when I think of these guys as cold calling. If you get and you buy a whole list of people and you get all their information, you know, you're basically cold calling versus having someone organically sign up. They're
Right.
much more welcome to open. So I would almost even put these in two different audiences, and maybe you're sending the same message to both, you know, but however, you're tracking them differently because you have a cold audience and a warm audience.
Yeah.
And if you intermingle those, it's going to screw your numbers up. You're
Yeah.
not sure what those
That's a good
really
point.
are.
Yeah.
So, you know, I personally, I don't like to use these as my reach out, but you know, there is value in these, I think, and this is again, a completely separate episode, but taking that information and creating a targeting list for Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click ads, because now I have something I can target with ads that maybe I can then warm up and get into my database as a warmer lead that is going to open my emails and see the value in it.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with you on that. I don't do those. I have used Remind and Mojo. I've used Mojo for circle prospecting, which is all cold calling.
100% cold call.
But I have used Remind and I think also Mojo for mailing,
Yes.
like mailing lists.
Yes.
Like, hey, pull all the data, CSV files, you know, Avery labels, and
Right.
boom, send that stuff out. But that's not necessarily building your database. So they're good for something. They're not the best for everything. I think organic is the way to go.
Yeah, if you're really looking for a scalable, buildable way to grow your business, organic growth by building your database with warm outreach like this, it's the best way.
Absolutely.
It's slow in the beginning and it'll be slow in the middle, and then all of a sudden one day it'll be booming and you're just like, what happened?
Yep.
And it's one of those things that just, it takes time, but stick with it. And over the year or two, maybe, hopefully less for you, you'll be surprised at the results you'll be able to get.
Yep. One thing my first coach said was the key to the real estate game is getting people to know you, like you, and trust you. And if you follow up frequently enough, they'll do business with you.
Yep.
Right. So that 5% of your database, like getting them to know you, like you, they trusted you and gave you their contact information. Now you got to do your part, follow up.
Yep.
And if you do, your business will continue to grow.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for episode 22. Let us know what questions you guys have on that. You may have some technical questions. Feel free to hit us up. You can leave your comments here. You can email us. What's the email, Jessica?
The How to Real Estate Podcast at gmail.com. And that'll be in the show notes. I'd really also like to hear in the comments how you guys are liking these shorter episodes. Are these good? Or you guys like somewhere we go a little bit deeper, like the 40, 45-minute episodes? Let us know in the comments how you like enjoying those. And if you found value, please share this with someone else that might also need to hear some of the stuff we're talking about.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kyle. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Peace.